Your liver is quietly overwhelmed, and you can feel it in the afternoon crash. Hidden in everyday refills, late-night snacks, and harmless pain meds is a real risk of slowing your body's own cleanup. Stay with me for a clear, natural way to support it safely. I'll start with a scene many of us know by heart. The day begins before the sun, a jumbo coffee to go in one hand, a breakfast that leans sweet, pancakes with syrup, a blueberry muffin, maybe a breakfast sandwich snagged at the drive-thru on the way to work. The morning hums along, emails stack up, and lunch becomes whatever is closest. A burger and fries, a slice of pizza, or a salad drowned in dressing because, well, we earned it. By evening, there's a backyard barbecue, a generous pour of sweet iced tea or a refillable soda, and a couple of over-the-counter pain pills to keep the day moving. It's an ordinary American day. Hidden inside that routine is a quiet marathon your liver is running, and it never asked for a medal. When people hear detox, they often think of extreme cleanses or a miracle drink that erases a weekend of tailgating and late-night snacks. That isn't how biology works. Detox is not something you buy. It's something your body does every minute. My goal here is simple: show you how a natural combo made from kitchen staples can support what your body is already trying to do, especially during a few focused days when you want to feel lighter and clearer. No scare tactics, no silver bullets, just physiology, taste, and common sense. First, a reality check that might surprise you. The liver isn't a sponge that soaks up toxins. It's a chemical factory that tags, transforms, and sends things out of the body through bile, through the kidneys, and ultimately through your stool and urine. That means two things matter more than any flashy headline: what you put in and what you help get out. Input is the mix of foods, drinks, and medicines you consume. Output depends on bile flow, hydration, fiber, and a gut that's moving regularly. If one side of the equation falters, the whole system drags. So before we even talk ingredients, I want to hand you a few quick wins that make a noticeable difference in everyday North American life. Swap one sugary beverage, just one, for sparkling water with lemon at lunch. That single change cuts a surge of added sugar most people don't realize they're having, especially from bottomless refills. Add a fist-sized serving of fiber-rich food somewhere in your day: oats at breakfast, beans in a burrito bowl, or an apple in the afternoon. Fiber is the unsung hero that gives your body something to pack and carry waste out. And if alcohol is part of your weekend rhythm, space it out and hydrate around it. Your liver will thank you more than any expensive cleanse could. Here's another gentle but important nudge. Read labels on common pain and cold medicines. In the United States, acetaminophen, often listed as APAP, hides in all kinds of products, and stacking doses accidentally is easier than you might think. This isn't a warning meant to scare you. It's an invitation to be the kind of person who glances at a label and understands what's going in. Now let's talk about the natural combo I promised. You'll hear more about the exact pieces and the why behind each one. But picture a mix that favors color, bitterness, and a little heat, the flavors that tend to wake up digestion rather than weigh it down. Think roots and citrus, a familiar tea, and a pinch of spice you've probably ground over eggs without a second thought. Used thoughtfully, they can support bile flow, encourage a comfortable gut rhythm, and make water taste like something you want to drink. Used carelessly, the same pantry staples can irritate your stomach or tangle with a medication in ways you never intended. Quantity matters, timing matters, and, this part surprises many people, the order in which you add and consume things can matter too. I don't want you guessing or winging it. Over the next steps, I'm going to be very specific about amounts and simple guardrails so you can support your body without overdoing it. I'll also keep everything in the realm of real life. Drive-through days happen, office cupcakes appear, and families eat BBQ on Sundays. We're not chasing perfection. We're choosing better defaults that fit a busy American week. One more promise before we move on. At the end, I'll share a bonus that costs nothing and can amplify the results you feel in just a few days. It's not a gadget or a supplement. It is a 10-15-minute habit you can do on any sidewalk that helps your body handle the meal you just ate. Many people ignore it, even though it's simple and, for most, surprisingly pleasant. A final note, because responsibility matters, this is educational content, not medical advice. If you're pregnant, have gallbladder issues, reflux, or take daily medications, especially blood thinners, talk to a qualified professional before making changes. Everyone else, stay curious, stay gentle with your body, and pay attention to how you feel. We're about to connect the dots between everyday foods and the way your liver actually does its work, so you'll understand why certain ingredients belong in the combo and why just a little bit more is not always better. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it may leave you with minimal results and, in some situations, could lead to unwanted side effects. This is an informative guide. Follow along carefully. After sketching that familiar day, the coffee to go, the drive-thru lunch, the refillable soda, the late evening BBQ, it's time to peek under the hood and see what your body is actually doing. Detox isn't a product. It's a pair of chores your liver repeats non-stop. In the first chore, the liver changes incoming compounds so they're ready to be handled. In the second, it attaches little chemical handles so those compounds can leave through bile or urine. You don't have to memorize names to benefit. What matters is that these chores thrive when you give them raw materials and a clear exit route. Now here's where the natural combo begins to make sense. Instead of chasing cleanses that leave you tired and irritable, we'll lean on foods that quietly support the process. A brightly colored root many households overlook is a perfect example. It brings pigments that signal plant power, natural nitrates that can support blood flow, and, most importantly for our purpose, fiber that helps ferry spent compounds out of your system. Pair that with a golden spice used across American kitchens and coffee shops for everything from roasted vegetables to lattes. Its aromatic compounds have been studied for their interaction with the body's cleanup pathways. And then there's a warm, peppery root that brings comfort to the stomach, plus a squeeze of citrus that makes the whole mix drinkable after a long day. Each piece has a job. Fiber helps your body take out the trash by giving bulk to what leaves. A touch of bitterness signals digestion to wake up. You'll notice this if you've ever sipped green tea before a meal and felt subtly more ready to eat. Citrus adds brightness and can make water and tea more appealing, which matters because hydration is not optional. Without enough fluid, the elegant chemistry your liver performs has a harder time completing its mission. I like to think of this combo as politely opening the exit doors and keeping the hallways uncluttered, rather than marching a security team through your house. But let's be honest about the modern North American plate. A lot of flavor rides on sugar. Ketchup, teriyaki, BBQ sauces, even some salad dressings. That sweetness is delicious, but it's also sneaky. It creeps in with refills and extra dollops. Meanwhile, many people take acetaminophen or other over-the-counter medicines, not realizing that serving sizes and stacking products matter. Late-night snacks turn digestion into the night shift. None of this makes you a bad person. It just means your liver is clocking overtime. If you recognize yourself in this picture, you're in the right place, because practical changes beat guilt every time. Here are a few that fit busy American life. Keep a bag of frozen cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, in your freezer and toss a handful into weeknight dinners. The faint bitterness pairs well with a squeeze of lemon and a light sprinkle of salt. Choose a spice rub for grilled chicken instead of sugary sauces, and keep the bun if you like. Small shifts add up. Reach for sparkling water with lime during tailgates or family movie nights. The ritual is what you're after, not the syrup. And, yes, set a simple hydration target earlier in the day so you're not guzzling water right before bed. Now for two important truths that keep this journey safe and effective. First, more is not always better. A heaping spoonful of that golden spice can irritate sensitive stomachs. Second, a common table spice, a tiny pinch often used without thinking, can change how your body absorbs certain medications. That's not a reason to fear your pantry. It's a reason to use it intelligently. When we prepare the combo together, I'll give exact amounts that are friendly to the stomach and mindful of those interactions. If you take daily medications, are pregnant, have reflux, or have a gallbladder history, this is a good moment to check in with a qualified professional before making changes. You might be wondering how quickly you'll feel anything. Honest answer: Some people notice a lighter, more comfortable rhythm within a few days when they combine the combo with fiber, hydration, and consistent meals. Others notice that cravings are tamer or that an afternoon slump softens. None of these effects require perfection. In fact, the best results come from small, repeatable actions, adding rather than subtracting. A colorful root in the blender, a mug of tea swapped for one sugary drink, an extra cup of water before your commute home. These are ordinary steps that, together, nudge your body toward the balance it prefers. Before we wrap this section, let me underline something that often gets skipped in wellness conversations. Order matters. Consuming the combo alongside a meal can be gentler on the stomach than taking it on an empty stomach, especially if you're sensitive. Spacing it on days when you also enjoy alcohol makes sense too, and pairing it with fiber-rich foods gives your body the tools to finish the job. That's the kind of practical, quietly powerful detail that turns a good idea into real-world results. We're building toward the exact proportions and the simple routine that ties all of this together, clear, doable, and friendly to a busy schedule. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it may leave you with minimal results, and in some situations, could lead to unwanted side effects. This is an informative guide. Follow along carefully. Open the pantry with me and picture a small lineup on the counter. A deep red root, a golden powder or knobby rhizome, a thumb of warm-smelling spice, a bright lemon, and a familiar tea you could grab at any supermarket in North America. This isn't a cleanse in a bottle or a rigid plan that snaps the joy out of eating. It's a thoughtful collection of ingredients that help your body do what it already knows how to do: process, package, and move things along, while fitting into a life that includes drive-thru Tuesdays and backyard barbecues on Sundays. Let's start with the red one, because color matters. That deep hue signals plant compounds you can't find in beige snacks and white breads. More practically, this root brings gentle sweetness and real fiber. Fiber is the unsung stage crew. It doesn't take the spotlight, but without it, the show can't move equipment off the stage. When your day includes a breakfast muffin, a burger bun, and an afternoon cookie from the break room, fiber often falls short. This root helps patch the gap in a way your taste buds actually like. Next comes the golden note. You've seen it dusted over roasted veggies, whisked into soups, and even frothed into coffee shop lattes. Its aromatic compounds have been studied for how they interact with the body's natural cleanup pathways. The key here isn't to flood your system with spoonfuls. It's to provide a steady, friendly nudge. Enough to matter, not enough to bother your stomach. Many people notice that a mild, savory warmth pairs beautifully with the sweetness of that red root, which is part of why this combo is easy to drink for a few focused days. Now, the warmth that makes everything feel balanced. A peppery, zesty root that most American kitchens keep next to the cutting board. A little goes a long way. Its job is comfort, helping the stomach feel settled and the palate feel awake. In cool months, it tastes cozy. In hot months, it tastes refreshing over ice. It's also a reminder that flavor isn't the enemy of health. Flavor is the door that gets you to show up consistently. Citrus is your brightener. A squeeze of lemon lifts the entire mix, tames earthy notes, and encourages you to sip slowly rather than chug. It also pairs naturally with a base that's widely available and budget-friendly: water or unsweetened green tea. Green tea brings a gentle bitterness, just enough to signal digestion without overwhelming. If you're used to sweet iced tea with refills at casual diners, this is a shift, but it's a shift many people end up enjoying. The ritual stays, the syrup leaves. Each piece has a role beyond taste. The red root contributes fiber and color. The golden spice offers aromatic compounds that your body can work with. The peppery root supports comfort. Lemon makes the whole thing drinkable and nudges hydration. And the tea base offers a faint, supportive bitterness. Put together, they encourage bile to do its job, water to move where it needs to go, and your gut to keep a comfortable rhythm. None of this replaces professional care or promises overnight miracles. It's the culinary equivalent of clearing the hallway and opening a window. A few practical notes grounded in real North American life. You can find everything at typical stores. from big box clubs to neighborhood markets and farmers markets. Choose a small, firm red root without soft spots. If it bleeds color on your cutting board, that's normal. The golden spice can be used fresh or as a dry powder. Both work when you respect the amount. The peppery root is best grated or thinly sliced. You don't need much. Wash the lemon before you cut it, especially if you'll blend some zest for aroma. And steep your tea a bit cooler than boiling to avoid bitterness. Unsweetened bottled versions are fine if you're traveling. Timing matters because your body appreciates context. Consuming the combo alongside a meal is gentler on most stomachs than taking it on an empty one. If your routine includes coffee, and for many Americans it does, space them out so you can notice how each makes you feel. Hydration counts too. A day of salty takeout, tailgating, or air travel can leave you dry, and dry bodies don't move things along. Keep a water bottle within reach and salt your food to taste rather than pre-salting with processed sauces. There are also smart guardrails to keep this helpful. More isn't better. A heaping spoonful of the golden spice can irritate a sensitive gut. A heavy hand with a common black table spice, often tossed on eggs or steak without thinking, can change how your body absorbs certain medications. That doesn't mean these ingredients are dangerous. It means they're active, which is precisely why they belong in a carefully measured combo rather than a free-for-all. If you take daily meds, are pregnant, have reflux, or have a history of gallbladder issues, pause and check with a qualified professional before experimenting. This is education, not personal medical advice. Taste is a tool here, not a test of willpower. If earthy flavors are new to you, chill the drink, add extra lemon, and sip with a small meal that includes protein. Grilled chicken, eggs, tofu, or beans. Protein steadies appetite and keeps you from reaching for a sweet chaser. If you're used to sweetened beverages, give your palate a week to adapt. Nearly everyone can. One of the quiet joys of this approach is that it teaches your taste buds to like what your body likes. I want you to notice something subtle as you try this. The point isn't to live on blended drinks. The point is to use a focused window of a few days to support natural pathways and learn what helps you feel light and steady. When you feel that shift, protect it by choosing fiber-forward sides at lunch, swapping sugary sauces for spice rubs at dinner, and drinking water between refills. This is how a simple pantry combo turns into a habit you can revisit whenever life gets heavy. We're about to look at the common mistakes that quietly flatten results, tiny missteps with ingredients, timing, or pairing that are easy to fix once you can see them. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it may leave you with minimal results, and in some situations could lead to unwanted side effects. This is an informative guide. Follow along carefully. You already know the players on the counter: the deep red root, the golden spice, the peppery warmth, the lemon, and the tea base. Before mixing anything, let's make sure small, easy-to-miss details don't undo your effort. In health, it's rarely the one big decision. It's the quiet habits that add up. Think of this as tightening the screws so the whole plan feels smooth, safe, and sustainable in everyday North American life. The first pitfall is the trap of, if some is good, more must be better. It's tempting with the golden spice. A generous scoop seems harmless until your stomach complains. Respect a modest amount and give your body a few days to respond. That steadiness beats a single, heroic dose every time. The same logic applies to the red root. Doubling it doesn't double benefits. It only doubles sweetness and fiber, which for some people means a gassy afternoon and a vow never to try again. The second pitfall is the tiny black pinch that many of us twist over eggs without thinking. That pinch can increase how your body absorbs certain compounds, including some medications. This isn't a scare tactic. It's a reminder to be precise. A small pinch is enough for flavor and function. If you take daily meds, blood thinners, seizure medicines, or others your clinician monitors, pause and ask a professional how to integrate spicy blends safely. Pitfall 3 is timing. Drinking the combo on an empty stomach might sound efficient, but many people feel better taking it with food. Pair it with something simple: eggs and avocado toast, a burrito bowl with beans and rice, or leftover grilled chicken and a handful of frozen broccoli tossed into a skillet. The food acts like a cushion, and the fiber team shows up to help move things along. If you plan to enjoy alcohol, give this combo its own space that day. Stacking them can make it hard to tell what your body is reacting to. Pitfall 4 is forgetting the exit door, fiber throughout the day. The combo contributes, but it's not a full day's plan. American menus are rich in sauces and soft breads. They're light on beans, intact grains, and produce. Patch that gap one simple move at a time. Stir oats into breakfast yogurt, add black beans to a taco night, or grab an apple instead of a pastry during the afternoon slump. If you want an easy rule of thumb, aim to see something that once grew in a field or on a tree at every meal. Pitfall 5 is dehydration dressed up as busyness. Traveling, office air, salted fries, and a couple of coffees can leave you dry. When hydration is low, your body's elegant chemistry slows down. Keep a reusable bottle visible on your desk or in your car cup holder. Add lemon or a splash of unsweetened iced tea if that makes it more appealing. The goal isn't to drown yourself, it's to avoid long dry stretches that make everything harder. Pitfall 6 is late night eating. North American schedules stretch dinner later than many people realize. Youth sports, commutes, and streaming shows push meals to the margins. A heavy snack at 10 p.m. means your gut is on the night shift. Bring dinner forward when you can, or keep it lighter when it's late. Your sleep, energy, and appetite cues will thank you. Pitfall 7 is ignoring your own signals. If the golden spice tingles your throat, reduce it by half. If the peppery root feels too warm, cut it back and add more lemon. If earthy flavors make you hesitate, chill the drink and sip slowly with a meal. None of these adjustments cancel the plan. They simply tailor it to a body that, like yours, has preferences. Pitfall 8 is shopping that works against you. It's easy to grab flashy bottled detox drinks loaded with added sugars or unneeded herbs. You don't need them. Choose plain tea, whole roots, fresh lemons, and basic spices. Budget-friendly stores, bulk warehouses, or seasonal farmers markets all work. Fresh or frozen vegetables both count. Your liver doesn't care if the broccoli was picked yesterday or last year. It cares that you ate it. Pitfall 9 is forgetting to consider your medical context. Education matters, and so does safety. If you're pregnant, nursing, taking anticoagulants or other daily medications, have significant reflux, or have a history of gallbladder issues, check with a qualified professional before using spicy blends or concentrated amounts of roots and citrus. The goal is support, not stress. Pitfall 10 is perfectionism. A single off day, pizza at a work event, wings during the game, birthday cake at a family dinner, doesn't erase everything. What matters is the pattern. Return to your plan at the next meal. Keep your water bottle handy. Build simple defaults. Beans in the pantry, lemon on the counter, tea bags in your bag, a small grater in the drawer. The easier it is to act, the more often you will. Let me give you a simple, practical checklist you can keep in mind. Portion, measured, not heaping. Pairing, consume with a meal for comfort. Fiber, show up to every meal. Hydration, steady across the day. Spices, mindful if you use medications. Alcohol, give the combo its own day when possible. Timing, earlier in the day, tends to feel better for many people. Taste, adjust lemon, temperature, and spice to suit you. When these screws are tightened, the experience shifts from, maybe this will help, to, I notice a gentle difference. A calmer stomach after lunch. A lighter feeling after a few days. Fewer crashes in the late afternoon because the soda was swapped for sparkling water with lemon. These are not fireworks. They're signposts that your everyday choices are supporting the work your body is already doing. We're ready to translate these guardrails into a simple, doable routine that fits a busy week. Measured amounts, smart timing, and easy food pairings that make a real difference without drama. The next tip is one of the most important. Skipping it may leave you with minimal results and in some situations could lead to unwanted side effects. This is an informative guide. Follow along carefully. With the guardrails in place, let's make this feel real. You don't need a retreat, a juice subscription, or a complete kitchen makeover. You need a short, focused window, 3 to 5 days, where small actions line up in your favor and you repeat them calmly. Think of it like straightening a room. Open a window, clear the walkway, and set things where they belong. That's the spirit of this routine. Start the day with water you'll actually drink. Pour a glass before coffee, and finish it while the coffee brews. If you like a squeeze of lemon, great. If you prefer sparkling water, also fine. The point is to begin hydrated instead of playing catch-up at night. Keep breakfast simple and satisfying. Oats with cinnamon and apple, eggs with avocado toast, or Greek yogurt with berries and a spoon of walnuts. These are ordinary American pantry foods that bring fiber, protein, and staying power without demanding chef skills. If you use coffee, keep it moderate and avoid the avalanche of syrups and creamers. Your taste buds adjust quickly when you let the beans speak for themselves. Mid-morning, build a tiny movement ritual. 10 minutes counts. Walk a lap around the block, take the stairs at work, or pace during a phone call. Movement is not punishment, it's circulation. It complements the nutrition steps and sets a calmer tone for lunch. Lunch is where many North American plates lean heavy on refined breads and sauces. Keep the parts you enjoy and shift the balance. A protein you like, grilled chicken, salmon, seasoned tofu, or beans, plus a heap of vegetables and an intact grain like brown rice or quinoa. If you're at a diner, swap coleslaw drenched in sugar for a green side with olive oil and lemon. If you're at a fast casual spot, choose the burrito bowl over the burrito and let black beans earn their place. Soda refills are a habit, not a necessity. Sparkling water with lime scratches the same itch without the sugar rush. Afternoon is your window for the combo. You'll get exact amounts soon. For now, think color, brightness, and a whisper of spice. Keep it chilled if earthy flavors are new to you. Pair it with a snack that has real fiber and protein. An apple with peanut butter, carrots with hummus, or a small handful of almonds. The pairing matters because it turns a single good idea into a comfortable routine. If your schedule runs late, this timing helps you avoid a heavy evening snack. Keep dinner light and relaxed. Backyard barbecue culture can absolutely fit here. Leaner cuts, more spice rubs, fewer sticky sauces. Load the plate with vegetables. Frozen broccoli, cauliflower, or Brussels sprouts tossed into a hot pan are weeknight heroes. Add a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of salt after cooking and let the natural flavors do the work. If you like starch at night, choose an intact option like roasted sweet potato or farro and keep the portion friendly. The goal isn't austerity, it's clarity. Build anchors that make success automatic. Place a water bottle by your keys so it leaves the house with you. Put tea bags and a lemon in your work drawer. Pre-wash the red root and store it in a see-through container so you remember to use it. Keep a small grater near the cutting board for the peppery root. When the environment is ready, willpower can take the night off. Stress and sleep are quiet partners here. When stress runs high, late-night snacking and sugary drinks tend to creep in. A 5-minute breathing break, a quick walk after dinner, or putting your phone out of arm's reach can help more than you expect. Aim to wind down earlier. Many American schedules drift late without anyone planning it. Better sleep sets you up to notice the gentle difference this routine creates. Here's a realistic 3 to 5 day outline you can follow without fuss. Day 1. Assemble your grocery basics. Red roots, lemons, the golden spice, the peppery root, unsweetened green tea or water, frozen vegetables, beans, oats, and a protein you like. Day 2. Practice the rhythm. Water before coffee, fiber at breakfast, a balanced lunch, the combo in the afternoon, a lighter dinner. Day 3. Refine taste. Adjust lemon, chill the drink, or reduce the spice if your throat is sensitive. Day 4. Notice signals, energy, digestion, appetite cues. Day 5. Repeat what worked and decide whether you want another 2 or 3 days. This is not a contest, it's a tidy reset. If you're traveling or in back-to-back meetings, keep a minimalist kit. A reusable bottle, tea bags, a lemon, and a pocket notebook or notes app to track what you actually drink and eat. Quick notes beat vague impressions when you want to see what helps. When friends invite you to a pizza night or a tailgate, go. Eat, enjoy, and choose water more often than not. Health grows in the soil of a life you recognize. Some people notice changes within days. less mid-afternoon crash, a steadier appetite, a more comfortable rhythm in the gut. Others feel subtler shifts that build over a week. Both are normal. What matters is consistency and respect for the details. Measured amounts, food pairing, hydration, and timing. The combo is a tool, not a trophy. Use it when life feels heavy. Set it aside when a quiet equilibrium returns. Bring it back after holidays or travel. That flexible mindset keeps you from swinging between extremes. A note on safety because it always matters. If you're pregnant, nursing, managing reflux, taking anticoagulants or other daily medications, or have a history of gallbladder issues, talk to a qualified professional before you introduce concentrated spices or big diet shifts. Everyone else, stay moderate and listen to your body. Tingling or warmth from spices can be normal. Sharp discomfort is a cue to reduce the amount or pause. We'll tie everything together by locking in exact amounts and the order of preparation so you can support your body with confidence, not guesswork. The next tip is among the most important. Skipping it may leave you with minimal results, and for some people could bring unwanted side effects. This is an informative guide. Follow along carefully. You've built the routine and felt what steadiness can do. Now let's turn the key and make the combo concrete, measured, repeatable, and respectful of how real bodies respond. The goal is to support what your liver already does, not to chase miracles or promise cures. Think of this as learning a reliable recipe you can revisit whenever life gets heavier than you'd like. Gather what you need on the counter. You want cold, unsweetened green tea or plain water, a small red root, the golden spice in powder or fresh form, a thumb of the peppery root, a bright lemon, and a grinder's worth of common black table spice. Rinse the root, rinse the lemon, and clear a little space so you can measure calmly rather than eyeballing with a distracted hand. If you've ever oversalted a pot by talking while you poured, you know why this matters. Measure for one serving. Pour 250 milliliters, about 1 cup, of green tea or water into the blender jar. Add half of a small red root, roughly 80 grams, cut into cubes. Add 1 teaspoon level of the golden spice, or 1 to 2 centimeters of the fresh root, peeled and sliced. Grate in 1 teaspoon of the peppery root. Squeeze in the juice of half a lemon, catching the seeds with your fingers or a strainer. Now the active detail that seems trivial until it isn't. A very small pinch of the black table spice, roughly 1/16 of a teaspoon. A pinch, not a shake. That's enough for flavor and function without overpowering your stomach or bumping into medications unexpectedly. Blend until smooth. If the texture of blended fiber feels new or too thick, you may pulse a few ice cubes or add a splash of water. If the earthy notes stand out, a colder temperature and a little more lemon soften them without adding sugar. Straining is optional. Keeping the fiber is ideal, but your comfort will determine what you actually stick with over several days. Drink with a meal, not on an empty stomach, unless you already know your body loves it that way. Eating alongside the drink cushions spice warmth and lets your digestion work steadily instead of sharply. A simple plate of eggs and greens, a burrito bowl with beans and rice, or leftovers from last night's grilled chicken and vegetables are perfect companions. Most people do well with 1 serving per day for 3 to 5 days. Respect that boundary. More is not better. More is often simply more. Here's the small print said in plain English. If you're pregnant, nursing, taking anticoagulants or other daily medications, dealing with significant reflux, or carrying a history of gallbladder issues, consult a qualified professional before using concentrated spices or frequent citrus. The golden spice, the peppery warmth, and the black pinch are household staples, but they are active. Used thoughtfully, they're allies. Used carelessly, they can irritate your stomach or interact with medicines. That doesn't mean fear. It means precision and self-awareness. Taste tuning keeps this enjoyable. If the peppery root feels too bold, have it and add 2 extra ice cubes. If you still sense grit from the golden powder, switch to the fresh root for a few days or blend longer. If you like a thinner texture, add water until it pours easily. If you enjoy a faint bite, leave a ribbon of lemon zest before you squeeze. Cold, bright, and measured is the vibe we're after. Now for the bonus that costs nothing and pays you back quickly, a 10 to 15-minute walk after your main meal of the day. Not a power march, just a comfortable pace around the block, down the hallway at work, or on a quiet sidewalk after dinner. This simple habit helps your body handle the meal you just ate, supports comfortable digestion, and for many people steadies the afternoon or evening energy dip. When you finish, drink a small glass of water and take 3 slow breaths before you sit back down. It's amazing how often a short walk cuts the urge for a second soda or a late-night snack. Create a light checklist to make this stick. Prepare the tea in the morning and cool it in the fridge, so afternoon you is grateful to morning you. Wash and cube 2 small red roots at once, then store them in a clear container. Keep the lemon on the counter where you'll see it. Place the spices near the blender, not buried behind baking supplies. Tiny placement choices reduce friction, so you don't have to talk yourself into anything. Watch for practical signals that the routine is working for you. A calmer stomach after lunch, a more regular rhythm in the gut, a quieter craving for sweet drinks late in the day. These are modest, meaningful markers, not flashing lights. If you experience burning, sharp discomfort, or medication concerns, reduce the amounts, remove the black pinch, or pause and speak with a professional who knows your history. The aim is support, not strain. Here is a quick recap you can repeat for 3 to 5 days. 1 serving in the afternoon with a meal. Fiber-forward foods at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Steady hydration from morning onward. A short walk after your main meal. And measured spices with a true pinch where a pinch belongs. On weekends with tailgates, barbecues, or family gatherings, keep the ritual and adjust the timing. Enjoy the people and the food and let your steady habits quietly do their work. Take a breath with me and remember why you started. Not to earn a badge, but to feel lighter, clearer, and more at home in your routine. Knowledge applied becomes confidence. When you share this with a friend or family member, the coworker who lives on refills, the cousin who loves backyard grills, you turn one good habit into a ripple. If this guide helped you, share it, leave a like, leave a comment about what you noticed, and subscribe so we can keep building practical, science-respecting steps together. Your body is on your side. You're simply learning how to be on its side too. The next tip is among the most important. Skipping it may leave you with minimal results, and for some people could bring unwanted side effects. This is an informative guide. Follow along carefully.